Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get a weekly reading for the collective. I'll pull signs, specific cards towards the end of the reading. You can check out the timestamp. But yeah, we're going to talk about the week of February 16th to the 22nd. We'll get tarot oracle cards, and I will share channeled messages as I receive them. And we'll get cards specific to career as well, too. And I'll pull angel cards, crystal cards, animal cards, angel numbers, all the stuff. So huge week ahead astrologically, right? We have the Lunar New Year on the 17th. We have it's a new moon solar eclipse also on the 17th. We have the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which is like the big reset on 220. So yeah, there's just a lot going on, and the shifts aren't necessarily going to be overnight, but it is it's like a signaling a new 36-year cycle. So for most of us, it's like the rest of our lives. This is the energy we're going to be working with. This is really all about making our dreams a reality. Oh my gosh. And look at that. And then you have manifestation. Hello. So this is you manifesting rapidly, your dreams and goals becoming a reality. So stay focused. Yes, Saturn's going to reward hard work, routine, having a regular routine, being consistent. Consistency, persistence, that's going to pay as you turn those Neptunian dreams into reality. What else do we have, please? We have winter here. It's interesting too. I'm actually hearing clairaudiently Nova Scotia, so I am getting that. But this is for some of you, this is something manifesting in the winter months, possibly. But it could also just be that energy of like solitude, quiet reflection. And I do think we are encouraged to, we have big energetic shifts, but we're still encouraged to really reflect upon what it is that we want, how we want things to be, and then take action. But, again, the shift isn't going to be overnight, right? We have let off steam, so being conscious not to hold anything in, right? So reconnecting with spirit. And as I said, this is about, release, reset, realign, however, all the re's. There's a lot of re's, okay? But it's all for that new beginning, which is not a re, except for the realignment piece. Let's get some tarot cards. I'll use the Wiser Tarot. All the decks I use are down below. All right, so we're going to get some guidance from tarot, and I'll ask some specific questions. But by the end of the video, you're also going to have some specific tips like how to deal with the energy of this week. So we have the Knight of Cups here coming out, following that heart, making that dream a reality, right? Going with what feels right. For some of you, it could be 6 months in the making. I'm getting that. It could be longer, but eclipse energy stays with us a while, right? But I'm thinking winter because some of us, in the southern hemisphere, you have summer now, and in the northern hemisphere, we have winter. So it feels like there could be a 6-month cycle for truly manifesting something. But it's like this is the week where the pieces start to kind of go together if they haven't been. Feels like a breakthrough, honestly. But, eclipses, it's like unexpected twists, right? Lot of spiritual undertones to this week. I love it. We're going to be entering Pisces season too. So happy birthday, Pisces. Happy birthday to the Aquarians out there. By the way, happy Valentine's, Palantines, Galentines, all the times. All right. And we have the King of Cups. Look at that. So now red in tarot, that's in just in general, that's a power color, right? That's someone who they're an authority, they're a leader, but yet at the same time they are in tune with their emotions, but they're not going to get swept away by it, right? They're not going to let anything knock them off their throne. They made king status for a reason. I love that you go from knight to king. It's so indicative of you really wanting this desire, this dream, wanting to take steps, but then really taking more of a leadership role in just really making something happen, but first there probably does need to be some sort of release. But let's see what the cards say. It's like things have been being rearranged under the surface or behind the scenes, right? So you could feel too, or find that something leaves and something else starts. Okay. It's kind of like you just almost like two things can't be happening at the same time. You're going to have to maybe let go of one thing in order to have something else. But I'm not saying you can't have it all. I do believe we can have it all, but it's just there just feels like you're rearranging things, a lot of you, like completely. And maybe I'm picking up on things being, you're actually, decluttering or stuff like that. But look at that, we have the devil here, and as I said, there'll be some sort of release. Now, as you can see, the devil is a card that, it's the energy of being bound, not because you want to be, but maybe you're doing things out of obligation, or you're feeling, or it could actually be dealing with some sort of addiction, dependency, right? Materialism, even just any sort of excess. So this is really a week where we're going to release, restore control here over what we can in fact control. We can't control everything, but we can take charge of a lot, and removing yourself and releasing yourself from any sort of emotional baggage, anything that's kept you stuck. All right, that's what we're going to be doing this week. All right, so there could be, I was just about to say there could be sudden surprises, and I had the tower fall out and hit me in the chest. So yeah, we have some things being shaken up for sure. This is, surprises possibly. Just the way something comes to be could be really surprising. It's a wake up call too sometimes, especially we'll see what else we get, but it could be a wake up call. It could also be such a change of heart with something. I'm actually picking up on Myrtle Beach, and I also heard California, and I know Myrtle Beach is not in California, but I did hear those two locations. And I'm actually hearing Florence right now too. Getting a lot of like locations. Well, Florence can be a name too. Let's see. We have Queen of Swords. So this is really the direction, right? This is where we're going to go. Also, I love seeing this with the King of Cups because they're both in charge. They're on their throne. They have the clarity. They have the emotional clutter. Or actually, what's interesting? No, not emotional clutter. The emotional clarity and the cognitive clarity, but it feels like you're releasing, or you're somehow transforming emotional clutter. Okay, it really, I'm seeing that and I'm feeling that. So big cosmic reset this week, right? That's that sun hitting 0 degrees Aries and coinciding with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, I believe. All I know is it's a huge reset, okay? Because 0 degrees Aries is the Zodiac starting point, right? That's the restart button. If we got like what's that? We got a do-over. I think I saw a strength. Yes, there's strength card. Excellent. I'm not taking these, too many, all on their side. No thanks. So Leo energy coming in here. So, and if you are interested in signs, we have water energy, air energy, Leo energy, Capricorn on the table. If you can connect with any of that. So only your mind can limit you at this point. But here's the thing. If we're continuing to go around and around in the same cycle with the same people or in the same place, we're spinning our tires, spinning our wheels in mud, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to need strength, adaptability, conviction. Okay, that's part of the strength card. Really owning your own, your authority. And again, it's controlling what you can control and letting go, releasing the rest. This isn't something that we force, right? This is something, again, that's been sort of undercurrent. It's been something in the making. Think of like the Seven of Pentacles, where the roots, the things are happening kind of underneath the surface. And yeah, you're seeing some indication of maybe that you're heading in the right direction, but that's actually, I think, what's kept you in this mode where you're still going after something, even if you haven't seen a ton of progress. And you know what? I think you were right to do that. I think you were right to stick with it. And I think that's going to be rewarded. All right. So this is, bold new beginnings, personal empowerment. This is owning your life, getting in that driver's seat. So Saturn, Neptune, when you think about Saturn, it's like structure, Neptune, dreams. So we're putting structure to our dreams. So therefore, you're making them a reality. And this is a big year too. I was getting magician energy for this year, and it makes sense. We're in a 1 year. think about what the magician is. It's manifestation, right? It's like as above, so below, right? You're bringing something into existence. You're gathering your resources too. And I think too, whenever I see that card, I think about the environment has to kind of be conducive to. You're not going to go planting your seeds in barren soil, right? Anyway, so this is about aligning dreams with practical action and stepping into a higher, more authentic you. The sun's going to go into Aries. Okay, it's going to soften the energy, hopefully, but it's going to heighten your intuition, creativity, emotional clarity. Again, it's very, I like this energy, the balance of it. I'm excited for it, honestly. So I'm going to release some old patterns. We're going to notice too, again, it's just going to become so evident what is helping and what is harming. There's the Queen of Pentacles, someone who's very resourceful. And this is someone who, they're very nurturing. They also value connections too. It doesn't always come up with this card, but I am getting that here. This is really reflecting on what's going to bring you abundance, what's going to put you in more of a fertile land. This is also, it's almost Empress energy, not quite, but I love seeing that you have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. They actually go really well together, and you have the King of Cups. So you have a really nice kind of rounded out sort of energy. Everybody's covered, everybody's here at the table. Yeah, it's kind of it's that practicality, right? Coming up with practical solutions to make those dreams a reality, or to even get yourself out of something that just doesn't suit you, serve you. I just dropped a card on the table, and I am going to get it. So, and it's actually the Nine of Wands in the upright. So you can see they have the bandage on their head. You can see, I feel like a lot of you are healing or recovering from something, whether it's, physical, mental, both, again, it's sort of also, I'm getting this sort of just, some of you just could be feeling overwhelmed, almost like with your own, what course of action to take, but also your, you like leveling up spiritually even, and it could feel overwhelming at times. Watch out, because you're going to get a lot of psychic downloads, I think, for a lot of you. All right, what else, please? I'm getting a name like Pauline too. I am hearing that. And I'm hearing the last name Beckwith. Okay, I know my messages are very specific, okay? And if it's your message, great, claim it. Otherwise, it's like, what? But when it's your turn, it's like, wow, how did she know that? So anyway, and I'm also picking up on like a candy wrapper, or I'm hearing but I'm hearing the word butterscotch, but I'm picking up on like wrappers, and it's making me feel like you have someone in spirit, possibly somebody who's watching this, that's kind of like, hey, how you doing? And it's almost like you just felt their presence in some way. And like, say your grandmother liked, can't like the butterscotch candy or something, and or hard candies, and always had some in their purse or something. And it's like that kind of, just like kind of feeling that they've kind of made themselves known, and then maybe you came here looking for confirmation, and there it is. Okay, what else do we have? And I'm picking up on 8 days. So there's something here about 8 days, maybe the 8th month, number 8, just in general, born on the 8th or that sort of thing. Okay, and I'm actually getting another name, doing a lot of mediumship in this reading. Okay, I'm being more open to it because I know people enjoy that, but I am getting a name like Purdy. And that name did come through on my other channel not too long ago, a name like it, I believe. So there it is again. And I know this is a rare name. It's an older name, but I'm getting Bertha. Okay, so, maybe just some loved ones are coming here and stopping by. I do feel there's a lot of family presence. you may be, just again sensing those from the other side more strongly coming in. And if you don't like that sort of thing, it's perfectly fine for you to ask that not happen. Just let your spirits let spirits know that you're not ready for that, or to come through in a gentler way. So, but that's kind of an aside. Anyway, here we have the Ten of Pentacles. It's on its side. I've been getting a lot of cards on its side lately in the readings. And the ten of Pentacles upright, that would be legacy, stability, long-term success, right? Tradition. In reverse, it's a lack of resources. I feel on its side like this, it's not just lack of resources. That's one thing that's coming through, but I feel on its side like this, it's like not really knowing how to get that stability to come in. But I feel like a lot of you have, after you've had some twists and turns and hardships, it's like, I think that, again, the pieces are falling into place. And I think because you're helping them to fall into place. Again, we're not forcing, we're guiding, right? We're starting to be, things. It's almost like, I get, for a lot of you, you're going to be seeing why things happen the way they did. If you haven't understood that yet, I think for a lot of you, it's going to happen. Okay, what else do we have, please? I'm getting a karmic debt being settled, possibly in some sort of partnership. To me, this feels like healing. Okay, so there's being able to get a new perspective on this healing and really go forth with that wisdom. Okay. You'll see these people are dressed pretty nicely. It's a very loving kind of energy. It's an attraction, a sharing. It's some sort of partnership. All right, a nice connection, a nice proposal, something coming your way maybe. And for a lot of you, I do feel it has to do with. Believe it or not, I actually am getting justice. I don't normally get that, but I am feeling it as though it's like a karmic cash-in kind of thing. Okay, I forget whose reading I just did, which sign it was. Was it Cancer, maybe? I think Cancerians just had their reading, and it was about like cashing in on good karma. So if you have Cancer in your chart, you may want to check that out, or you may just feel that this resonates. So, oh, and actually it is water. So what else do we have? I'm getting a name like Nugent, or something that has N and U in it, and maybe even an A. Like, it would make me think of like the word nautical or something, or yeah, something like that. NAU. So maybe there's just a huge connection to water, or ships even. All right. Maybe again a loved one in spirit. Ships. What do we have here for you? And I can't ignore it. It keeps coming in. I'm getting Illinois. All right. I get Illinois a lot. All right. What else do we have? This. You got it. You got it. Okay. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Remember I said I was getting justice? There's a Libra scale. Well, it's a scale, not the Libra scale, but it's a scale. And it's like giving and receiving, right? And to very, very simply state it. Again, it feels like you have this more like balanced connection coming in. You could feel it's very healing in some way. It could help you release those old patterns. It could help you step more confidently into a new beginning and really kind of clarify your soul's direction. Just feeling that balance kind of right itself. Again, cashing in on that. It's like a cosmic reward, it feels like. All right, so what else do we have? I'm going to give you some practical tips too, just how to work with some of this energy that's coming in. All right, what else? If you enjoy this reading, please do like, subscribe, hype, leave a comment. All of that helps a lot for a small channel. I am open to personal readings. You can find that information at schoolhouseintuitive.com. There's Reiki, there's tarot card readings, and there's mediumship. What else do we have? I've loved connecting with so many of you. All right. What do we have, please? Okay, we have the Five of Wands. Some of you, I feel as though, just by how the energy felt with this card, maybe not wanting to come out, it's like, I'm getting, for some of you, you're going to be seeing, or you're going to be hearing like multiple sides to a story, and it could have you sort of in a place where you're like, you're not really sure who to believe or what to believe. So, whether this is on the grand stage or in your personal life, there does feel like there is a resolution, though. I do feel that. Let me just get a clarifying card here, because I am feeling that. It feels as though I've never seen this happen. As I'm watching this card, I'm seeing all the wands go up, and it's like everybody is tapping into their higher wisdom. I'm getting a lot of activation here in the crown chakra. So yeah, it's like the wands are all going up. So if you imagine like the 1111 card on the four of wands, and they're all upright, if I can see them all going up. I've never had that happen where I see the wands all move like that, clairvoyantly. And that is what's happening. And it's because it's then a five, it's reminded me of the Hierophant. So I just feel like there's this higher spiritual wisdom or this commitment you have that is the most stable thing some of you may have had is like your faith, and that is so good. That is just really good. Love that. You're answering your true calling, a lot of you, and I know it can be hard, but and there's the Queen of Wands. Okay, awesome. So now you have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Cups. I mean, you've got these three queens and a king. Some of you are dealing with a lot of new people too. Um, I'm hearing right now, like everybody's got to get a piece of the pie. So just remember who was there to support you when you were struggling, right? It's amazing how sometimes there'll be this flurry of people there, when we succeed, but where were they? The table was empty, the plates were bare when we were struggling. So just not everybody, that's not everybody's story. Only take what resonates, leave the rest, read the disclaimer. But it does feel like you have some sort of fulfillment coming in. And again, just sort of being mindful of who really helped you when you were down versus who's now trying to stand by your side now that you're back up, or now that you're heading into this new abundance. But I get a lot of positivity with these cards, a lot of fire. I love seeing that with that that Aries 0 degrees. It's the world point, I think it's called. But yeah, it's the grand reset, right? Now, the Queen of Wands, I always say this because she comes out in almost every reading I do, and it's nothing stops the Queen of Wands, and nothing stops you making those moves, right? They don't care what other people think. They know what they know, right? And that's good enough. And so maybe that's you. So let's see. So what do we need to release this week to align with your highest path? What do we need to release, please? I am picking up on materialism. So some of you may be finding yourself around this, going forward, just really like, I'm getting a couple of things. I'm feeling some of you being really agitated by just too much information or having to even document too much. I know that's highly specific, but I am getting that. And I'm just getting like, you're just kind of, it's like information overload, and it's that kind of thing. So just really taking those moments to stop, get grounded, again, kind of like, release what you need to release, reset, realign, that sort of thing, just so you're clear on what it is you want, or what it is you should be heading towards. But I was getting to I'm getting to there's no coincidence to how this happened. Okay, again, it's almost like you're going to understand why something was the way it was. All right. And you may be telling someone this week, take it or leave it. Like, there's the door, I'm getting that. Wow. Or you might be saying, yeah, take it or I'm leaving. Take it or leave it. This is me. You don't like it. There's the door for one of us to go through. So again, an exit. Someone makes a big exit, but it's so that they can step into that much better path. And for a lot of you, this is career. We have there's that Three of Wands. Look at that. Your ship's coming in. Okay. They've chartered this ship. They've done the work, right? They've got the red cloak, their wisdom. Okay. The ships are in the harbor. Try not to compare yourself to other people, right? Just because people are zipping around in their boats doesn't mean that, you're behind in some way. We all have our own journey and our own steps to take. So release the need to compare yourself to others, right? And also, some of you may be releasing yourself from something that has been kind of raw, wobbly anyway. It's been shaky ground. Remember the tower, right? You're also releasing yourself from the opinions of others, anything that is not in alignment with your higher truth, and breaking old sort of not just habits and routines, but patterns of thinking too. So what new beginning is ready to emerge? What new beginning is ready to emerge here? Let's get a card on that. Oh, bottom of the deck, the Fool. That's awesome. I mean, that's a great card for the question, but it's kind of like deciding if you're going to take that leap. And I get that a lot of you, it's sort of like you're waiting for that perfect moment. Well, sometimes that perfect moment is now, you know, and we have to trust that you're going to have the right people at the right time. You're going to have the right resources coming in at the right time. And yeah, and I'm also getting a name too with this, Hadley. Okay, I'm getting the name Hadley, but I do feel a lot of you are almost feeling as, again, normally this is, well, I want to remind you, this is in the infinity symbol, and you have that also in the strength card. So now you have 88. This is like, really good abundance, but it's because you've faced yourself. Some of you have really taken a good hard look in that, proverbial mirror. And this is what's going to help you with this new start, with this. It's because you have the wisdom, I always say the fool carries lessons, not luggage. Look at how tattered their sleeves are and how little that pack is, right? They've got the red feather there. They have that optimism and hope. And yeah, the dog's like, "What are you doing? What are you?" And they're wearing this silly, attire and whatever. And they're themselves. And maybe that's you being yourself. You're not hurting anyone. You're not asking for the world. You're just wanting to have a happy and healthy life, right? With well, some of you want millions and millions of dollars too. I know that. I get it. I understand. But I feel like for a lot of you, though, you're like, it's not so much the materialism. It's like you're just wanting to be comfortable so you can really enjoy life. And, and again, like do what you're meant to be doing. And for a lot of you, it involves helping other people. So let's see, how can we merge our spiritual insight into practical action? Oh, wow, Paige. Well, get inspired. Do what you need to do to get expired. Okay. This is how you can merge your spiritual insight into and put it into practical action by daring to take action, by exerting your leadership skills, even if they're small steps. Create the new project. Free yourself again from whatever has been in your way. Right. And, you can see the mountains in the background. They're not huge, but they are there. Right. And they're standing in, some water. But again, they are so much bigger than everything else on the card. They're actually appearing a lot larger than the water they're in. Right. The emotional river, all the upset in the world, maybe. Right. And they're also, it's like they're the ones stepping into this new era, this new light. And I feel like there's been a lot of healing. There's been so many times where you've been down, maybe, and that's how those sleeves got so tattered, right? But now you're back up. And so just remaining optimistic, staying, high vibing, as I call it, as many people probably call it. So what guidance do we need to navigate any sort of sudden surprises or shakeups this week could bring? What is the guidance there, please? Okay, Page of Swords. Yo, okay. Think before we act. Okay. That may feel like you're hesitating on something, but go in your own timing. All right. And also realize everything's temporary. You see the wind blowing here in the background. And also, again, so I didn't talk about this with the Two of Pentacles, but I always think of like, get your footing, get stable before you make a decision. And again, not being washed up in all that's going on around you, the drama. Yeah, things are going to not necessarily be, peachy and easy all the time, but it feels like you are bigger than any obstacle you have faced or will face. So how can we best align our energy to that Saturn-Neptune reset for growth? Okay, that's what my question was going to be. I had my questions in my head before this. Like, all right, here we go. So there needs to be this balance. You see the 5 streams of water, and they're going into this like pool of consciousness, maybe, or the collective energy here, but they can refill themselves, right? So it's really, again, it's about getting your own needs met before you're like jumping in and saving the world and helping everybody else. Some of you too, there's more learning that needs to be done. Okay. You need to get your own clarity on some things. Let me get a clarifier on that. And the Ace of Cups, though, this is beautiful. This is a, it could be a new relationship, but it's new ideas, or not new ideas, but it's like you've had a change of heart, or you've had a new intuitive insight download. It could be a new baby, a new relationship. It could really be wherever you have felt blocked, the fulfillment comes in. It's like you're filling your own cup, right? And you could be getting support out of nowhere. Okay. Oh, look at that. Dominion, home, say yes. Look at that. You're facing your fears too. A lot of you, you're really doing something about all that passion you've had that's been building for so long. And for some of you, it's going to involve a move. Some of you too, by the way, to cleanse. This is a great time. New moon energy we've released maybe with that full moon in Leo happening that happened, a couple weeks ago, and now with this new moon, new cycle. So it's a great time to, if you can get some fresh air in there, and just sort of, if you can't get fresh air, do things like ring a bell, or, do your essential oils or whatever. If you have cats, by the way, don't diffuse oil around them, because that can be very toxic to cats. So if you don't believe me, look it up. But I did hear about that. I know about that. So anyway, yes, say yes, take the chance, yes to the offer, the romance, whatever it is. It's like letting you know you are ready for this, and you are that big cat energy. You're the master of your domain. It could intimidate others, yes, as this card says, but you can outdo your opponents. As I said, there is no obstacle that has beat you to this point, and nor will there be. Okay, this is you fulfilling your mission too. A lot of you. Look at this, Nine of Pentacles. I'm not trying to say, oh, nothing can ever, we're invincible. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying though, when we are really aligned to our path, and it's like that's when we are our strongest. When we are really um, doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves on all levels, body, mind, soul. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself, and water your own. You know what it's saying, like put on your own air mask first or something, right, on the plane. So you're going to need to be doing that, and it may feel selfish, but it's not. It's good self-care. That's that self-sufficiency. Okay, this Nine of Pentacles. Again, it's as close to the Empress as you can get without getting the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, and now the Nine of Pentacles. And this is, you've made some changes, or you will be making changes in your home or in your other immediate environments, or where you spend a lot of time, and you're getting organized, and it's really going to help you organize your entire life, like making one change, whether it's health, or again, your physical home, moving in a place that's more aligned for you. That's what's going to bring you so much closer to having all that abundance. And look at, they have Six Pentacles for themselves. They can give three away, right? But they have enough for themselves, right? And so it's very important. It's not selfish. It's very important. So this is, also could be finding joy in being alone, and self-sufficiency, and just enjoying, maybe you're enjoying time out in nature, or time with your plants, your animals, really being in touch with Gaia. All right. So that's one way we can align our energy. Okay. Is really, and again, like I talked about in the very beginning, of putting yourself in a more of an environment that's going to allow for this growth, that's much more supportive of the growth. Other practical tips, again, pause before the major moves, right? So we're going to have some clarity here, making sure our steps are more aligned. Again, solid footing here, like with the Two of Pentacles, and listen to your intuition, right? And the Pisces energy could really heighten your own inner guidance. You're going to want to communicate consciously. Okay. So this is going to help with, just feel there's a lot of more like meaningful conversations. You could even have new people coming into your life in it's not just the next week, it's like this next phase we're entering into. And then in order to really embrace that Saturn-Neptune reset, again, what one action, what grounded action, what step can you take today to make those dreams a reality? Plant the seeds, right? Plant those seeds. How can we get started here if we haven't already? So, all right. So now I'm going to get some other cards. I want to get a few money cards here. No, not this one. I thought we were okay. Yeah, no, we will. We will. Okay, great. I'm talking to myself. No, I'm not. I'm talking to my guys. Okay. What do we have here? All right. What do we have? Tell us a little bit about career, purpose, money, that sort of thing. We have student, and we have the people you spend the most time with. Oh, there we go. Shape who you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. Partnerships and the people around you are going to be huge. All right. So with student here, work with a mentor, learn new skills, think Page of Swords, right? Teach yourself something, teach yourself things about money, financial advisor if needed. I mean, not everybody can afford a financial advisor. What's the irony there, right? But this could be someone who's in school, or even you're putting yourself on some sort of pursuit of education. Maybe you work for a school, so you yourself have students. I mean, I was picking up on Hierophant energy, even though it's not here. Um, so there may be some sort of traditional learning for some of you, right? And you have something being unreliable. So there's some kind of confusion about money. Maybe you're feeling too like you are expecting something to materialize and it hasn't yet, or that people aren't following through. All right. So I think for a lot of you, if it's been rocky, this is it. This is the reset. There's the artist here, and then you also have voice. So some of you are extremely creative when it comes to, well, there's graphic design here. There's just focusing on finding beauty in everyday life, like Nine of Pentacles. So in any kind of artist, photography, painter, film, graphic artist, you name it, right? So if you think you can't make a living with your art, maybe start part-time, just to get started. This is what the card's recommending. Yeah, I feel, but if you are going to start small, just again, even though it's something small, just um, not making commitments we can't keep, because there's something here about it's really important to finish what we start. I am feeling that energy too. As for voice, it's getting your message heard, being noticed. Yeah. So there's I get for some of you, it's like you're feeling as though you have to start again or begin again. And it's like, oh, really? This again? So I don't know if you're like your computer crashed and you have to rewrite something, or if, sorry if that's you, that's not fun. But it feels like some of you are thinking you have to start over when in fact you're starting from experience. I want to remind you, you have a 10 here in your reading, this 10 of Pentacles here, and you have also the Fool card. So, in the Ace of Cups, and it feels like, again, it's just this, something's ending, something's beginning. I know it's like kind of it's said a lot in tarot readings. Oh, there's an ending and a beginning, right? But it really feels, I mean, it's much more, it's deeper than that, but there is definitely this energy of like, needing to close out some chapters. We don't want that energy kind of spilling into what's next for you. Um, we want it, that's why the Tower comes in. We want it to be completely new foundation, but that doesn't mean that you're new at life, right? As you're manifesting. So you just, have confidence and faith in, Strength card, right? Queen of Wands. So have faith in your abilities and the rest will grow. That's what I'm hearing. All right. I am going to get a couple of, I'm going to get number card for us. I do. Oh, you know what? I want to get a couple of, now I want to get a funny message for each zodiac sign too. But first we're going to do the numbers. Again, thanks for supporting the channel and liking and stuff like that. Appreciate it. Angel numbers for the week: 1, 2, 2, and 4, 4. Remember, we have that 88 as well. So you have a sign to release doubt and fear, let go of what's holding you back. That's been the whole reading, right? And a sign of encouragement, another part of this reading. So keep going. Your hard work is going to pay off. I'm going to get you a crystal card, an angel card. I'm going to get a funny message and just a channeled message or an intuitive message for each zodiac sign, but just a moment. Your crystal card. Oh, amethyst, one that a lot of us we know well and are familiar with. So, and you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 butterflies. There's so many butterflies. So There's card 5, Hierophant again, right? That's just the energies here. And the spiritual growth, conscious clarity, your own psychic power coming full force. Angel card. It'll develop over time, right? All right. And we have card 28, Simiel. So this is the angel of unconditional love. Starts with oneself, right? This is relationship repair, healing broken hearts, tenderness, family unity, restoring harmony. Okay. I foster harmonious relationships by filling hearts with compassion and love, and I also help soulmates unite. So the stone connected to this is rhodochrosite. It's connecting to new moon energy. That's what's happening on the 17th, folks. And also maybe compromising, but not at the expense of like what's really important to you, right? So we all have non-negotiables, but then maybe there is some sort of middle path that you haven't considered with a certain someone. All right, it could feel like a miracle, this relationship repair. I do have that coming in, and again, not necessarily definitely this week for everybody, but timeline. We're all on different timelines, right? And let's see here. I want to get animal card. So animal card for the collect. Ooh, so you had lion come in twice because you have strength card and you have this dominion. So we have owl and we have vulture. So DNA doorway with vulture, card 47, crown chakra. The magic you seek is already within you. What do you know? Listen to the wisdom of your body. Allow your full potential to come to life. And then you have owl generator, card 37. So third eye chakra. What are you seeing in your mind's eye? Whatever you can imagine, you can create. Use the power of your inner vision wisely. This is very magician. Both of them are very magician. I want to get one more card too. And we have Kingfisher. Quantum mechanics, Earth Star Chakra, card 6. Oh, time for a quantum leap. Let go of fear. Don't hesitate for too long when a golden opportunity presents itself. Now, this card, if you saw it, it slid out. So, and I did not bump it. It just like smoothly came out. Happens a lot at my table. You have white shark, flow, card 14, flow with the natural currents of life. Be present, be alert, but don't let fear control the journey. Trust you are divinely protected. I do feel that. Like if it's like, again, if you've been, a do-gooder, then you get some good stuff coming in. It's like cashing in on that karma, right? So let me get let's see, let's get a funny message and also a like an intuitive message for each sign. So we're going to start with Aries. Okay, so Aries. So we're going to, for you Aries, this is a week to step boldly into a new beginning, all right? And it's your personal reset, really. So let's see here. It says your higher self is drinking tea and watching you spiral. And you're not in a soul contract, you're in denial. Oh my gosh. What? I don't know if I should use these. I don't know. It's so funny. I think I'm going to use a different deck just because it's like funny. It's like take it with a grain of salt. These are meant to be, I think, what is it called? Sassy spirits. It's supposed to be like funny, like taking things that we talk about in the spiritual community and kind of making fun of it, But the bottom of the deck here, you have own your power. So fix the external by changing the internal. Own your power. Again, this is your own personal reset. That's what I have for you. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much, Aries. Taurus. So for you, it's letting go of rigid expectations of any kind. So you can ask what you need to release to align spiritually. Maybe pick a card of your own on that. Your funny, sassy card is, why am I here? The vibes are off because you keep inviting goblins to dinner. Again, the people around us really it's a huge influence they have on us, right? Well, let's see what else you have. Taurus, more advice for Taurus, please. This one. Oh, use discernment. So see things for what they really are, not for what you want them to be. That is what I have for you, and thanks for being here. Gemini, your funny, sassy spirit card is, really, a whole parade? You wanted red flags. not a parade, right? So this is, you might be getting a lot of red flags about something this week, okay? You're also intuitively just, observe and reflect before acting. That's coming in. And a question to ask yourself is how you can navigate uncertainty with clarity. I know that seems like what confusing questions, but that is what I'm getting. All right, so maybe meditate on that question, draw a card of your own. Thanks for being here. No, wait, one more card. Sorry. One more card. This one. Take a vacation, Gemini. Take time to escape all of your life obligations to recharge. Maybe you resonate with flamingos. That's what I have for you. Cancer, Cancerians. My drama, my healing. This is a shadow work workbook journal. Okay. So not every shadow work session needs a public announcement. Oh my gosh. So it's like keep that shadow work to yourself, I guess. Move in silence. I don't know. All right. That's meant to be funny and kind of sassy. So your question, I think, for this week would be like, what emotional truth are you ready to honor? And just focusing on what really fulfills you, what lights you up. You're not getting all those. You get this one though. And read. So interesting. They're reading and writing here, and here we have reading. So the more you read, the more you'll learn. That's what I have for you, lovelies. Thanks for being here. Leo, your sassy message. First of all, reassess your emotional alignment. And a question to ask yourself or pick your own cards on is what needs to shift for my heart and soul to expand? Right? And your sassy card is you changed your whole vibe to be easier for them. Ew. You might be asking why you did that. Okay, what else? Your reading recently, Leo, was about self-care and self-love and just enough's enough with somebody, right? So what else do we have for Leo? Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do better. Don't set limits on your potential. Thanks for being here, Leo. Have a great week. Virgo. So you're going to want to trust in those subtle inner nudges this week. A question to ask yourself, Virgo, is what hidden insight can guide you to or through the breakthrough that could be coming up? Your sassy message is the universe is not Amazon Prime. Okay. Oh, and this one. Just because it's spiritual doesn't mean it's not toxic. Okay. So that's for you to think about. It's and there's meant to be funny here. I thought I'd do something funny and sassy on Galentine's, Palentine's, Valentine's. So yeah. So it's kind of like shouting at the universe, where's my order? When, that's not how things happen, right? You know that though. It's just, again, meant to be funny. What do we have for you? Let go and move on. So don't allow the past to prevent you from moving forward. That's what I have for you, Virgo. Thanks for being here. Libras, my lovely Libras. You are my favorite. No, okay. Oh, did I just say that? No. Libras. So this week we're going to want to release control when we're like in areas where we cannot control everything, right? So it is like, again, releasing control a bit. Your crystals are tired of your drama. Libra, this is really funny to me because you're going to see it in like your upcoming video in maybe a week. But I pulled these cards out on that channel for the first time over at School Us Intuitive. And this card came out and I was cracking up laughing. So you'll see it in a video that's coming out sometime soon. And for Libra, bonus card. Boundaries aren't mean, they're spiritual fences. Don't feel bad about setting those boundaries, right? It's sacred space, your aura, Libra. So you may want to ask yourself too how you can surrender and still take aligned action. So again, like, letting what needs to happen, but and without over controlling it. But how can we also take a step in that right direction? So it's all about balance. Oh, joy. Oh, give less F. So the less you give an F, the happier you'll be. Well then. Let's get another one. Bonus for Libra, because you're awesome. Exercise. Love yourself enough to exercise and enjoy the glow of good health. That's what I have for you, lovely Libras. Thanks for being here. Have a fabulous week. We'll see you over at Schoolhouse Intuitive. Scorpio. This week, you're going to want to lead with vision and purpose and ask yourself where you can step forward to inspire or create meaningful change. Your sassy card is, he ain't your twin flame. He's your cautionary tale. Oh, that's funny. All right. And then more advice for the week for Scorpio. Love your single life. Interesting, Scorpio. What do you have going on in the love department here? Singleness is an opportunity to spend quality time with yourself. That's what I have for you. Thanks for being here. Sagittarius. This week, you're going to want to balance your enthusiasm with grounding and ask yourself how you can take inspired action without losing focus. Your sassy card is not everyone's sent to teach you a lesson. Some people, oh, that's not a nice word. Oh, all right. We're not going to use that one. Top of the deck for you. Healing feels like garbage before it feels like growth. There you go. All right. And bottom of the deck, clear your energy, refuel your energy, and reclaim your power, Sagittarius. One more for Sag. Awaken that witch. Awaken your dormant potential. Unlock your inner witch. That's what I have for you, Sag. Thanks for being here. Capricorn. Excuse me. Build long-term foundations this week, okay, that honor your spiritual growth. Has to align. It says clean your room. That's the message. So getting rid of physical clutter, maybe. And what structure will best support your goals? So that's something to think about this week. And you have your home needs TLC. Wow. You get 2 cards of cleaning it up. So giving your home some attention or your space, redecorate, clean, sage, right? All the Palo Santo, whatever. Thanks for being here. Oh, Aquarius. So the eclipse could reveal a new direction for you. So you're going to want to ask yourself what path expands your consciousness and your awareness and your sassy, funny messages. That's not a soul tie. That's a lesson you ignored twice. Oh, no. And now it's all tangled up. And further advice for Aquarius for the week. Start a new hobby. If there's something that you enjoy doing, do it. Thanks for being here. Pisces. So you're going to want to follow your that creative inspiration, like that Page of Wands, okay? And you can ask yourself, what spark of inspiration or creativity should you trust? Really getting clear on that. And your card is, yes, you're overthinking it again. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. And as a Libra, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's me. All right. More advice for you. Get a massage and work on that crown chakra. Okay. So those are your 2 cards. Get a massage, maybe pamper yourself, make the appointment, make the time for yourself. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fabulous week.